Are you a runner? Or more importantly, do you want to become one? Do you want to know where to begin or how to get better? You've come to the right place. Welcome to Run Amazing Utah, where runners of Utah share their inspirational stories of how they conquered their battles, reached their goals, and overcame the seemingly impossible. If they can do it, so can you.
What if you could? Reach that big dream that you've always dreamt about. Maybe you think it's impossible. Maybe others have told you it's impossible. Maybe it's your body that's holding you back. Maybe you feel like you've aged or it will never be well enough to do what you want it to do. Well, guess what? That's not true. At Body Smart, we empower you and teach you how to make changes toward the kind of life you want to live and give you the tools you need to reach that goal you've always wanted to reach. From running your first mile to qualifying for Boston, we have everything you need to reach that dream. Call us at 801-479-4471 or contact us through our website, bodysmartutah.com. We can help you maximize your performance and stay on the road. Let us help you reach that dream. Hey guys, before we get going here, I just wanted to clarify, this is actually an old podcast that we recorded a couple years ago. It used to be called the Body Smart Vodcast, and we just recently turned it into Run Amazing Utah. Anyways, we interview Logan Petty in this episode, and he actually works at the Utah Running Shop. He's just a blast to work with, a super awesome guy, and we're actually there at the Utah Running Shop every Friday from 11 to 2:30 doing free injury assessments. Or just free screenings if you're not injured. So if you have a running injury or you just want to be checked out and get some information on how you could be a better runner, maybe some good exercises that could help you out. Again, we're there from 11 to 2:30 every Friday, and we would love to look at your injury and answer your questions. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will catch you guys later.
Welcome to the Body Smart Podcast, where we remove roadblocks to fitness and health to empower you to master your health habits. We help you become Body Smart.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Body Smart Podcast. I am so excited today to have an awesome runner, local guy here in with us. This is Logan Petty. He is a Davis High runner, a UVU runner from Fruit Heights, Utah. He lives just actually around the corner from me. But I don't think we'd met until today. We probably have been in the same place like 100 times. But he is coming in as just really a quite accomplished runner in high school and in college. So all-state high school runner, 5-time conference champ or conference, all conference, 5-time all conference runner. Also just did his debut marathon this fall at St. George it was. Yeah. And took what place? 10th? 11th? 10th place at 2:25:57, you said. So flying along. That's moving fast. That was better than my first time at St. George by like an hour, or well, more than an hour. Anyway, doing awesome. He is also a 5-time Bear Gutsman winner, which only us Fruit Heights guys really appreciate what the Bear Gutsman is. So Bear Gutsman is a race where in about 5 miles out, you climb a mile up. So it's about 5,000 feet up in the first 5 miles. It's incredible. Straight up a mountain. There are stretches that have 30 and 40% grade, and people are running up this at full speed. And then it depends on the year. The distance changes a little bit, but it averages what? Between 10 and a half, 11. Yeah. Miles. So sometimes the finish line changes as to where and what it is. But so you go straight up and then you have to run straight down, and it's pretty brutal. It's a tough hike. So pretty awesome. He's won that 5 times. And then what else? A lot of accomplishments. 11th all-state, blah, blah, blah. Oh, 4th in the Top of Utah half marathon as well. So just getting into longer distances now. Cross country in high school. And in college, on the team there, and now getting into the post-college distances, right? Just starting. Yeah. Just starting. Awesome. So I'm sure we'll see great things coming from Logan coming up soon. But so awesome. I get to brag on him a little bit of all his accomplishments. But so Logan, tell us a little bit about how you got into running. What inspired you to start running in the first place?
So I just started running in junior high.
Okay.
I have an older sister who was on the team doing hurdles, and my mom would come pick us up after school, and so I would just kind of hang out there with my sister after school, and I started going to practice, and I didn't really start running until my 8th grade year. I started doing the 400, and I was pretty set on I was going to be a collegiate 400 meter runner.
Nice.
And things kind of changed along the way in high school, but
Yeah, a little bit longer distances than 400 meters.
just a little bit.
Okay. So that's what got you hooked, though, was watching your sister.
Yeah.
Did you ever try any of the other events like steeplechase or anything like that?
I tried steeplechase in college a couple times. I really enjoy it, but I just had some bad luck a few times.
Oh, shoot.
And it just didn't work out, and it didn't kind of stick as one of my main events.
All right, fair enough. And so cross country, you kind of settled in with cross country. Davis High School. If you saw our episode last week with Ken and Janae Richardson, we talked a little bit about how Davis High has a pretty good legacy. Davis High is awesome. Who was your coach then when you were there?
Corbin Talley.
Corbin Talley. So amazing coach, right? Great history there at Davis for just awesome runners and awesome running coaches. So that program has been great for lots of years. So what did you learn from Corbin? What do you feel like he taught you?
I learned a lot of stuff from Corbin, and it's been too long. I wish I had taken better notes while I was there, but
Sure.
No, I definitely learned a lot about pushing myself and especially like working together as a team with everybody else. And is a lot of fun. I learned to really love the sport while I was there with him.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that most of the runners that have been through that program get that just insane drive, that insane passion for it. You see a lot of the Davis High runners going on to, run collegiately and other things like that. So pretty amazing runners have come out of there. So awesome stuff. So when did you decide that cross country was your thing, and kind of how did you settle on that then from 400 to cross country?
Yeah. So like I said, in 8th and 9th grade, I was running the 400, and I came into Davis High School as a sophomore, still running the 400. But that summer, my sister, who is a hurdler, she wasn't a distance runner either. She was like, "Oh, let's do cross country."
Yeah.
And I was
to kind of stay in shape and stuff like that.
Just for fun. My sister was there for more of the social aspect.
Yeah.
And I was like doing marching band, and I was like, I can't even go to practice, but like I'll come to the races or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went to practice maybe once a week, and then I went to the races, and I had so much fun at cross country and so little fun in marching band that was the end of marching band and the beginning of cross country.
That's awesome. That makes sense. Well, band it can be great for some people, but I can understand how that would be a better trade-off for others, right?
For me personally, I enjoyed cross country a lot more than I enjoyed band.
I can see that. So cool. What did you play in the band?
I played baritone.
Baritone. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So switched over to cross country, and then that no longer with the track stuff. Stuck with that.
So I did cross country my sophomore year there, and then I switched back to the 400 when track rolled around because I still thought I was a 400 meter runner. But then summer going into my junior year, cross country was starting up again, and I remembered how much fun I had. Yeah. And I wasn't doing marching band anymore, so I actually took cross country a little bit more seriously and found out I was pretty good at it.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
That was when the permanent switch was made.
Okay, that junior year, and so then All-State your senior year, you said at Davis. So awesome. So finished up strong, and then UVU came calling. Is that? Yeah.
So I ran a year. Got recruited by UVU. Ran my freshman year there, and then served an LDS mission.
Okay.
Down in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, cool.
And then came back to continue running at UVU afterwards.
Okay. So Dallas, Texas. How was that?
Hot.
Yeah. Was that almost like, some people are like, oh, foreign mission versus states mission. Did it feel like a foreign mission in a lot of ways?
No, we had like Walmart across the street.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Most of the areas I served in were like 85% of the members were from Utah anyways.
Oh, really?
So
that's crazy.
It was just hot.
Hot.
Otherwise, it was
hot,
similar.
Hot little version of Utah.
Yeah.
There in Dallas. So that's my brother's living in Dallas right now. Okay. So he'll be able to have that same experience now, I'm sure. Okay, so Dallas, Texas, came back and started running. How did that go then? You said 5-time?
I think
something like that.
Off the top of my head.
Probably isn't 6 or 7 just because you don't have that many years to do it. But yeah, 5-time all conference, that's awesome. So really pretty fast. What did you learn from that program there? Who's your coach and how did that go?
My coach was Scott Houle.
Mm-hmm.
Learned a lot from that program. It was really cool, tight-knit group of guys. There was a lot of things I just learned about, being self-motivated a lot. Coach Houle is a great coach, and he works with each athlete very individually, and
That's
just
cool.
the way schedules worked out, there was days where I'd have to be working out by myself instead of with the team, and Coach Houle was okay with that as long as I was doing what I was supposed to. And so
That's awesome.
There was a lot of times where I had to learn to be a little bit more self-motivated than having at Davis High 200 people on the cross country team. There's always
right, plenty of motivation,
plenty of motivation, plenty of competition. Keep me on my toes.
Right.
But UVU, I learned to be a little bit more self-motivated and take a bigger part in my own training.
That makes sense. If you're having to do that kind of more on your own, just because the way your class schedule worked out and things like that.
And there's most of the time, we were all together, but there's occasionally we'd have to work out by ourselves or things where I didn't have to worry about that in high school. So
yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel like that's helped you post college now to train? Do you feel like that has ingrained some things in you?
Oh yeah, totally. Just because I still have some buddies I run with here, the Utah running team.
Yeah.
But not with them every single day. We meet up with somebody, maybe once or twice a week, but the rest of the time I'm by myself. And so
yeah, I see that on Strava. Your name comes up with a couple of the other guys, like Riley sometimes and stuff. Or who are you running with?
Usually it's Chris Brower and Jason
that's
Lynch.
Right. Jason Lynch and Chris Brower.
Yeah.
So I see groups of names sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Awesome. So running pretty consistently then right now.
Yeah.
What are you training for?
So next up is the next big one is the Ogden Marathon.
Ogden Marathon.
Yeah.
You're going to go for the full or the half?
Full.
All right. So we'll be able to watch you for that. Excited about that. I saw that you're representing the Utah Running. So
yes.
Yeah, UtahRunning.com. We're excited about that and their grand reopening for the running shop. We're super stoked about that they're bringing that out. So we talked again about that a lot last week with Ken and Janae. So pretty awesome stuff there. How so with your college training and how it kind of prepared you said to work more on your own and work more independently, do you feel like that has affected and influenced other aspects of your life?
Oh yeah, totally. I think a lot of it has just been that as I was going through college and had to handle myself a little bit more, I fell in love with not just the racing aspect of the sport, but just like learning about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I feel like studying running itself and has prepared me to better like plan for my own workouts.
Yeah.
And things like that. And definitely bleeds over into other aspects where.
For sure. So you mentioned that you studied exercise science in school. So he just did a VO2 max test, which he crushed, by the way. He did awesome. So we got a 75 on there. So really, really did well. That's like elite level. And so awesome to see him do that. But what was really cool for me, a VO2 max nerd, in breaking down things and he knew all the lingo. So we're talking about the respiratory exchange ratio and how that leads to helping us to know how much fat you're burning and how much carbohydrate you're burning and all those things. And so I was like, well, you're in a pretty good fat burn zone right here. He's like, do you mean by the RER? And I was like, sweet, he knows what he's talking about and stuff. So that's really fun to see. So do you feel like studying that in school helped you, prepared you for being able to be a better runner?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was, and one of my, that was one of the reasons I made that choice is just because I really love running. I love learning about it, and I wanted to know how to make myself a better athlete. And I want to coach collegiately. Cool. I've been working with UVU for the past year, and so that's something that I am looking to continue doing, and so that's something that's fun for me to
awesome
to learn about from both sides as an athlete and as a coach.
Cool. So you go down there and help out with the team and stuff like that during their workouts. Awesome. That's really cool. So you mentioned also that you are working at a place where you help young kids to work out that maybe are kind of getting in trouble in school and stuff like that. So trying to share that love of physical activity and running and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What a cool way to share one of your passions. How did you come about that, and how does that change your perspective?
I was just working at a place down in Orem that I got laid off because company merging and different things, and so I was just looking for a job, and I happened to see an ad on Indeed. It wasn't anything crazy. I was just like, oh, this looks like it might be a good fit, so I applied there, and wound up. Turns out I knew a couple people that were working there already. And,
oh, cool!
And so it's been cool to teach the kids how to find ways to push themselves past what they thought they could do.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love using physical activity as like medicine in a way. And it really is. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a big believer in that whole push of exercise is medicine. I think if we apply the right type of exercise to the right person in the right time in the right way, it really can be medicine. And so I love that you're using that to help young kids to be able to kind of work through their issues and stuff like that. We've all got issues, and using exercise to work through them is, I think, the best medicine possible. So really cool. As far as your collegiate career, it looks like you got married at some point in time along the way. How did that all go?
So I actually met my wife at a track meet.
Nice.
Convenient, right?
Yeah, right. That's a common story, actually.
But no, it was great. We dated throughout the spring and summer, and then we ended up getting married in the fall. And it just kind of happened to conveniently coincide with my red shirt season of cross country. And
nice. So that makes sense.
Worked out pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, it didn't knock you out of the running too much then.
No.
How is she a runner then as well?
Yeah, so she actually ran cross country at Weber State.
At Weber, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you met at a meet, and then that's kind of a long distance relationship. I mean, not too bad, but a good hour and a half in between you or so.
Yeah. And fortunately, I'm from Kaysville, so I would just come home on the weekends and hang out at home and just go visit her.
Yeah, makes sense. Is she local too? Or?
So she's from Syracuse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's my old stomping ground. So I grew up in Syracuse till I was about 11. So yeah. So love that area. Interesting. So another track couple. So does she run with you then sometimes? Or?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Family then? Do you have kids or anything?
No, not yet.
Not yet? All right.
Not yet.
So I think a lot of your foundation in loving physical activity and exercise and all those things honestly will be a huge asset to you when you have kids. That's something that it's something we try to teach our kids is how to enjoy being active and not spending their whole day in front of a screen, but really loving being outdoors and stuff. So I'm excited for you. I don't know, what's kind of your next sights, your next goals? What do you want to do with your running career?
So first off, I just want to I want to get some more experience in the marathon because I think I have a lot of room to grow there.
Sure.
I was really happy with how St. George went.
Yeah.
That's
a great result.
But I think I found some places where I felt like I could really improve with not just the racing itself, but preparing for it. And I think I can take a good chunk of time off of that.
Yeah.
So the next few years, I just want to try and get into as many of those big marathons as I can and get some good experience. And then depending where I'm at, maybe look at an Olympic trials qualifier for 2024.
That's awesome. I love it. I think that's a great goal. So when you say some of the big marathons, you're talking some of the big national marathons, then try to get into Boston, New York, some of those.
So this year I'm planning on doing Ogden, and then I'll probably go back and do St. George again, just because I like to have the information for comparisons.
Right. And St. George is an awesome run. It's beautiful.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to do Boston probably. My brother's coming home from his mission in about a year. So
cool.
So maybe in 2 years, Boston.
Nice.
I'll go do it together. But I'd like to do CIM out in California.
Yeah.
And potentially Chicago or Houston or something like that.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good wish list. I love it. Well, you'll hit it. I think that's awesome. So training for all of that. When's your favorite time to train?
The fall.
The fall?
Easy.
Yeah. Cool weather,
Yeah.
nice, no snow yet. Yeah. Springtime's rough. Training for Ogden is a tough one.
Yeah.
And just praying for good weather at Ogden. It's 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Some years it's awesome and other years it's awful. But beautiful, beautiful run and a lot of fun. So cool. So in full training mode then for Ogden right now, or
Yep.
just getting into it?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I'm
just
at
starting
the
to
end
ramp up.
I'm at the end of a building phase, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to get into closer to peak mileage and
Yeah.
my longer runs and heavier workouts and things. So
Perfect. Yep. Sounds like you're right on track. So that's good. Yeah. Building that base and then hitting kind of your peak training now.
yeah.
Awesome. That's good timing. Great. Well, it's exciting to get to know a little bit more about Logan and kind of what he's doing, his running career. So fun to see how some of these local runners developed, and everybody's story is so different and so interesting. Like started out in the band and running a little bit of track because his sister was doing it and it looked fun. And next thing you know, he's a pretty accomplished runner in his own right. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what you do and what you accomplish. I'm excited for you. So congrats, and I'm excited to see how you go forward in the future. Want to thank you all for watching the Body Smart Vodcast. Thanks for tuning in, and if you've got any questions for Logan, feel free to reach out, drop them in the comments down below. Any questions for me or about VO2 testing, what it can teach you, not just about your VO2 max, but also how you use calories in the middle of the test so that we can better design a running program for you. Let us know what those questions are. Happy to answer them. Logan can even field a few of those. He knows what he's talking about. So pretty awesome stuff. It's nice to work with somebody that's an exercise scientist a little bit. So pretty cool stuff. We'll go geek out on his numbers in just a sec, finish that up, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks so much. We'll see ya. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Body Smart Podcast. Join us in the Body Smart community on Facebook to share your successes or ask a question for our next episode. Now get out there and take the next step toward living your active lifestyle.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Run Amazing Utah. Remember, if they can do it, you can do it too. If you have an inspirational running story or know someone who does, we would love to feature you too. Contact us through our Instagram or Facebook, Run Amazing Utah.